Okay, good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of Department of Biotechnology, it gives me extreme pleasure and honor to welcome Ms. Preeti Tyagi on the Forum of Summer Internship Bioscalator 2020. I am grateful to Dr. Nitin Garg for extending invitation to Preeti ma'am. So I request Dr. Nitin to please introduce ma'am.
Thanks, Preeti ma'am, for accepting our invitation. As Preeti Tyagi ma'am is associate partner in Lexobics. She is a registered Indian patent attorney. She is Women Scientist Awardee from Government of India, and she holds his bachelor degree in biomedical engineering, and then she has done bachelor degree in law also. She is registered Indian patent agent, enrolled at Delhi Bar Council, having more than 14 years of rich experience in drafting, filing, and prosecuting across jurisdictions and forums like India Patent Cooperation Treaty, US Patent Office, and European Patent Office, belonging to various branches of science with emphasis on biotechnology, polymers, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, medical devices, image processing, bioinstrumentation, nanotechnology, laser and fiber optics, electronics, and telecommunication. She has a substantial exposure to the handling of both contentious and non-contentious patent matters, working closely with several national and international clients to managing their patent portfolio, representing clients during prosecution and oral hearing pertaining to patents application before Indian Patent Office, assisting in the prosecution of foreign patent applications and involved in patent litigation and opposition, and regular speaker in various seminar conferences and actively publishing articles on various subjects related to patent. I welcome Preeti ma'am, and I think all the students should hear her very tentatively and ask questions regarding your queries. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. So we can start?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. So the biotechnology for India, it's two ways. One is that as concerned to other technical fields regarding patents, the highest scrutiny level is taken up for the biotechnology inventions. And the primary reason for that is that our country has the diverse diversity, biodiversity, rich sources of plants and animals in biotechnology. And so the higher level of scrutiny is there for the biotech invention as compared to other technical field for the patents. So the bioresources, we have social and economic development, then the biotechnology is the need of the hour today in the scenario of coronavirus and the other pandemic. You will see that this, apart from the IT and electronic, this is the most important technology where we are going to ahead. And there is potential demand also. And the biotech industry in India, they are various kind of vaccines, there are various kind of, where we are the primary exporter in the biotech field. So like we have the biopharma in about 55% of the revenue, it comes, the total revenue is largest in the biopharma. We have bioagri market is there, 22%. Bioinformatics is there. So there are various kinds of, you will say what kind of the biotech invention, our focus would be where are the areas which are not granted, which we have the hurdles. The artificial exclusion is the non-patentability. But starting from that topic, first we will begin on the where are the areas where we are able to get the patents in the biotechnology. For example, you come across the novel polypeptides, novel primers, the recombinant oligonucleotides, genes. These are the areas which there is not much hurdle. They do not come under the artificial exclusions, but there are other sections in the patentability which scrutinize the invention. There are the areas like wastewater, sewage treatment using the microorganism, even the petrochemicals industries, they are using the biotech, the microorganism for refinery purposes. Our own clients are doing like that. And these kind of, they do not come under the artificial exclusions. Novel vaccines are also there. Now there are some additional information which is required when we come to the novel primers or the novel vaccines, that it is not satisfactory that it should be novel. Apart from that, it is necessary that functionality of that novel vaccine, novel primers, novel genes, it should be there in the specification. What is the function of that? Okay, mere novelty, mere the discovery will not help. Now, method of, yeah, primarily if you go to the patents, either they are systems or the process, or the other way is the product. So in the biotechnology field also, there are the products. These are the vaccines, genes, primers, and the methods also. Methods for culturing also, method for preparation also, method for sewage treatment. So both kind of, they are the two pillars in the claims. And there can be many more example: method for enzyme purification, recombinant technology, method of preparing conjugate vaccines, bioprobes are there, biosensors are there. Bioprimers are there, and then chemical and biological substances, bioleaching is there, bioenvironmental treatment. Now coming to, now we come specific to the each one of the areas where they are clearly not come under patent. For example, one prime concern is treatment. If it draws a method of treatment by novel genes, by what's the issue or not? So there's a treatment method. There's treatment method.
You are audible,
Am
ma'am.
I audible still?
Yes, yes, yes. You are audible and the screen is visible. Not an issue.
Okay. Okay. So the main concern, the main kind of the problematic claims, they are the method of treatment, kind of primers or genes, which says using this, obtained by this, you can treat a particular disease, or a combination of the diseases, or you can enhance the economic value of an animal, economic value, or the, you can, it can be about the surgical things, it can be for the treatment, it can be for the diagnostic purpose. So those kind of okay, so we were discussed about the treatment claims. So method of treatment claims in other jurisdictions like in US and Europe, method of treatment claims, they are allowable, and in another format like second medical use is also permissible in the US patent office, but not in India. Swiss kind of claim, like use of that method or the use of that medicine for manufacturing, for treatment of a disease, such kind of claims, they are permissible in Europe. But in India, no such provision is there. Now we come to the second category, is the traditional knowledge. The traditional knowledge is the aggregation or duplication of the whatever is known in the Unani method, Siddhi method, yoga in Sanskrit, and all these, they have been digitized by the Indian Patent Office. Previously, it was not done so. So that was the reasoning that in the another foreign countries, the use of these medicinal product of the herbs, they were allowable, permissible in US, in the Europe. But now all these Siddhi, Unani, Sanskrit, all these has been translated into many foreign languages also. And PKDL is the term which is generally used by the patent office, and the database and the resources of this TKDL, it is shared to the US and other foreign patent offices also. So it is now available in the France, Spanish, and other foreign languages. So the medicinal product or the biotechnology which is having the motivation from this, it is not allowable now. Now the plant or the animals per se, or the parts thereof. For example, you come to a modified plant or a modified animal having some characteristics which are usable, which are new, which are technically having some advancement, which are able to provide some relief from some diseases or detect some kind of onset of the disease. So if you are claiming a tissue or the part of a plant or the complete plant and such kind of things from the animal stuff also, these are also not patentable in the biotechnology field. However, to compensate it, there is PPVF, the act is there. So the new plant variety or the modified or the transgenic plant, they can have the registration at the PPVF act. And but in the patent act, the plants, the part of the portions of that stem, leaves, or any other complete part, or the tissues even of this, these does not come under the patentability. But when you go for the PCT filing, which is the unified system, so you can enter the many foreign countries at one go. There we we encourage to have these claims, because in US and in another jurisdiction there are possibility that such kind of claims can be granted, but in India there is no such possibility. Now the stem cells or the embryos per se, this is also a very contradictory thing, and specified a few years back, about 10 years or the 5 years back, there were some kind of inventions which got patented with some stem cells. But now the scrutiny is at very higher level, and it is strictly the inventions which are using the stem cells, or which are using the killing of the stem cells or destruction of the stem cells. Anywhere if you have written in your description, even not claiming, but anywhere in your patent document, those the objections comes like it is coming under the contrary to the public order. Section 3B is there, under which all these inventions which says that we have destroyed some of the stem cells for our inventions. So those kind of inventions are also objected. The provision here says, okay, stem cells have been obtained from some commercial source, and where there is not the destruction is not being done by to the stem cells. If you are claiming something, if you are coming up with an invention where there is the culture medium has been method has been provided for preparing a culture medium, or there is method how to place the stem cells, or there is a method, for example, there is a method for the screening, that I can screen the stem cells for the any diagnostic purposes. So diagnostic method would not be there, but would not be patentable, and thus the stem cells as such would not be, if they are obtained by the destruction of the cells. But clearly, there are inventions where we come across that some data has been collected, which is derived on the stem cells, and stem cells has been commercially obtained by some commercial source, and we have not destroyed any or destructed any of the stem cells. So these kind of invention, you have to be prepared that the error should not be made within the starting itself in the document by saying that I have gone through this process, and wherein in one or two the steps, stem cells or the embryos were destroyed, and then we have obtained some product, and then we have done the second method or the third method on that. The steps, within the steps, we have done specifically this thing. When this kind of objections come in the invention, then you have to make a statement in your reply to the examination report that we, in our invention, no such things has been done, that we have not destroyed any stem cell, and the purchase method or where you have done, this has to be then provided.
Ma'am, just a second.
Agriculture or the horticulture, if you are coming with the invention where there is those biological process which are for the growth and development, those kind of methods, like increasing the yield of a crop by, if you are doing some technical advancement, that there were traditionally 4 steps for the horticulture, and I am coming with one more step where there is some hurdle or some disease or something you are able to remove, you are able to provide some output out of that. So purely a horticulture method or the agriculture method like growing, sieving or irrigation, those kind of method would not be allowable. But the like you are able to insert some biotechnology concept or some improving the some of the difficulties, you are able to overcome some of the problems in the agriculture, or you are able to provide a relief from a disease in a particular crop or in a season, those kind of methods would be allowable. But purely which are traditional agriculture or the horticulture method and mere a simple modification of that, which are very obvious, it would not be allowable. So we have discussed before also, mere discovery of any living thing. For example, you have come across a new organism or a new plant variety. So mere discovery would not, which was occurring naturally in the nature. So which was present in the nature and you have only discovered it and named it, that, or you have just provided that this is the this new variety which is happening here, and you or your new organism which is able to sustain in some extreme conditions of weather, or having a good lifespan, or any of the better thing you discover, but if it was naturally occurring in nature, then it is not going to be patentable. Even if it's a bacteria or the virus which was occurring naturally on the earth, you have not put any efforts in the laboratory to modify it. So only isolating or only making it a purified one. Purified one, it would be that if I am using the wild, it is separate from the thing if you are coming up with a modified version, with a transgenic plant or a modified virus or a new bacteria, where you compare with the wild variety. Those comes under patentability. But naturally occurring, which and just finding it and just purifying it and making it known to the public, this does not make it patentable. But if you are having some wild variety which is happening in nature, which is occurring in nature, and you have modified it, and you have made some human effort, you have made some effort in the laboratory and some human intervention, you are able to show that we have made this man-made effort is there, then only we are able to come up. And it is not just finding it what was actually originally present on the earth. So you have to be clear that new bacteria, new virus, but which has been prepared or synthesized in the laboratory, and how much difference it has with the wild variety, then it would become under the patentability. But if it is almost 100% same the wild variety, then it would not be patentable. Now, these are the new use of a known substance. This section covers typically not the biotechnology, but the chemistry and the pharma also. But if it is a known substance, and if it is a known vaccine, and you come across, okay, this vaccine or this medicine or this modified version of the bacteria or the virus, it can useful for some other purpose also, for remedy of some another disease also, that would not be patentable. So whatever is known, use is not permissible. If you come across the second use, third use, fourth use are not patentable, even the first use also. So it is always either a product, a new product, or a new process, but never the use of the process or the use of the product. So whatever is known, if any modified version, if any transgenic, or if any recombinant primers, or these are known. So anything you come across that it can solve the another problem, I am able to give the solution to this existing problem by using a product, by using a process which is already known, that would not be patentable. Same ways, a little bit modification. For example, you come up with what is known, but a new salt or metabolite or the complex of already known thing, it would not be patentable. But if you are able to show the efficacy, and mainly for the biotech invention, it is a therapeutic efficacy also. So the result, okay, the change you have given is only 2%, but the modification you have done is only 2 or 3%, but it solved my problem and gave the output of about 15% or the 20%. So might be the range of the change is very less, but the output, the result provided by change is wider. So that is the comparison which will be done, whether it is merely a salt or the polymorph or the metabolite, what is already known, or it can solve or it can provide a new concept, some solution to a problem. So basically, the patentability would lie in those substances about the result. What is the data provided by the inventors in the specification, how much difference it has with the already known thing, and what I have modified. Although this modification is, if it is very wide, then it is clearly patentable. But if it is very less modification, then you have to show the result. Okay, the modification in percentage wise is very less, but the result obtained by this modification is very much appreciable. Then it would come to the patentability. Now, like we have started, there are very high level scrutiny with respect to the biotech invention, and primarily like deposition of the biological material is one of the key thing. Then we have sequence listing and some of the provisions with NBE approval. So all these three, these are the requirements, the formal requirements and the statutory requirement which need to be fulfilled by the inventor at the timing. Some of the requirements have to fulfill at the time of the filing of the patent application, and some have the longer duration statutory deadline to be fulfilled by the inventors. So we will take it one by one. Like the deposition of the biological material. So any of the biological resources which you have used, for example, you may have used some enzyme, you may have used some plant, some leaves of the plant, some fruits, some cover of that stem, or even the from the some of the animals product which you may have used. All these comes under biological resources. So plants and animal, any extract, any of the part of them, or in any of the invention, if we have used, okay, as a mixture of some of the plant herbs, or the eggshell, or any of the seeds. So all those plants and animal stuff which you may have used, it may be sourced, it may be purchased, or it may be obtained from the nature. So all these has the information which are whether they are the plants or the animals, and which part of the plant or animal, what are their scientific names, and when you have used it, at what time you have used it, and what is the contribution of these biological resources in your invention. All these information has to be provided. So a deposition of biological material, specifically here we comes about the sequences, the genes or the primers which we have used. So all the biological material, the new material which you have come across, it has to be deposited. So the example which I gave earlier, the stem, the plants, which are normally commonly available, which are you can purchase from the market, these need not to be deposited. Deposition of biological requirement is for the new material, new genes, new primers, new sequences, or the new genetic material. Those kind of material has to be deposited. And the deposition date has to be not later than the patent filing. You have to deposit it first with the, then you have to go for the patent filing. Although the fee receipts or the accession number, the records of that deposition, you can submit that deposition details within 3 months of the patent of filing. So this is then within the 3 months of the deposition of the biological material, you have to make a reference within the specification. This is also one of the objections becomes during a prosecution if there is no reference number has been made to the biological material. In the specifications, you have to mention what is the accession number, who is the authorized one who has deposited that material, to which authority they have deposited. These has to be mentioned in the specification. So this is particularly with respect to the Indian patent application, but no such requirement is there with the US patent, USPTO or the European. If you go to the Europe, file your invention, but specifically with the Indian Patent Office, they are the additional requirements. Now, specification to include all the characteristics of the biological material. What is the, where is the place where it is geographically find out. So all the characteristics, they have to be mentioned. For example, now, inventions which are related to biological material. So we have discussed it a little bit earlier also. So merely the isolation from a natural source. So here the important word is the human intervention. If you are able to show human intervention with your invention, that I have made some effort in the laboratory or at some places, but there is some human intervention, then only the invention, then only you can achieve my invention. So this human intervention is the important which makes the difference whether it would be patentable or not patentable. So merely isolation would not be patentable, but you have obtained from a natural source and then you have made some human intervention, you have made some effort in the laboratory, you have come across and you are able to show some technical advancement in that what you have achieved after making the human intervention. Then when you come across the biotech invention, there are the gene sequences, DNA sequences, and you have to mention what is the functionality aspect of this invention. For what purpose the invention is able to be used by the common public, or what kind of problem and what kind of solution your invention is able to provide. So merely coming across a new gene or new sequence without knowing what is the function of that, so it won't be patentable. So functionality aspect is very much required. And another thing is about the sequence listing. Sequence listing, they have to be deposited in the electronic format to the patent office. And that electronic format, it has to be searchable format. So STD.25 format is given. So in that format only, we submit it electronically. And source as well as the transformed organism or the plant, it has to be both. For example, And the use of that for the searchable things, for the searchable thing, the examiner would be making the BLAST analysis for finding out how much difference is there with the wild variety. So that is why the sequence listing has to be deposited in the electronic format, which is searchable and which is a standard format provided by the patent office. Only in that format it is permissible to be submitted. If it is not submitted, then during the prosecution, it is a major objection by the examiner. And there is the fees also, which is associated with that. Although we are depositing it in the electronic format, but the page-wise fees is there for the sequence listing. Although with many efforts now, cap is there on the maximum fees which can be asked by the patent office on the number of pages which are for the sequence listing. For example, you are already maybe knowing who have done a little bit about the patent, that about 30 pages and 10 claims are permissible without any excess fees. Now the pages of the sequence listing will add up to those 30 pages which are permissible without any excess fees. Otherwise, per page there is about 800 rupees per page. So that is the extra fees which would be a burden to the inventors. NBA approval, this is another formal requirement that if you are using the biological resources which are obtained from India, then you have to take the NBA permission for that biological resources. Now, the deposition of the biological material with the authority, that was for the new genes, new primers, and not for the materials which are commonly available in the market. But here the NBA approval is different. NBA approval says even if you have purchased the vegetable from a vegetable vendor for using in your invention, that commonly available biological resource need to be disclosed in the specification that I have used such and such vegetable, such and such plant, such and such animal product or the part of the product, eggs or any which kind of eggs from which animal, any stem, any leaves. So all these, this is different from the deposition of biological material. It is NBA approval says that if you are using any of the biological resources, even if it is commonly available, you have to disclose that this was from India. So if you have used the biological resource from India, then the NBA approval has to be taken. If they have not used the biological resource from India, if it is obtained from another foreign country, then no NBA approval is required. So many other aspects is associated with this thing. For example, if there is any foreign sharing is there in your company, although you are Indian, your company is Indian, and so that foreign sharing component, that also you has to be disclosed with the NBA. So there are other associated different aspects which come with the NBA law, which says that anything you are using the biological resource from India, and they are the commercial aspects of those inventions. So NBA would be equitable benefit sharing would be there with the approval, and most of the time this equitable benefit sharing come to about 3 to 10% of the benefit sharing. So what happens? Most of the cases, NBA approval is not taken by the inventors or the applicants in the Indian patent cases. So during the FER, when the first examination report comes from the patent office, it says that if you have taken the NBA approval, then you have to provide those documents. If you are not taken, then you have to take the NBA approval. Otherwise, it is struck. It will not be granted until you have the NBA approval. So in the later days, we have seen many cases where the final stage is the hearing of the cases. So during the hearing, okay, we have disclosed that this is novel. We have a satisfactory tree meet the requirement that it is inventive. All other grounds we have cleared. Only NBA approval is awaited. And for the NBA approval, you fill up the forms. Form 3, Form 1 is there, and you provide all the scientific name of the plants and animals, when you have obtained, from where you have obtained, date of purchase, what you have done with this, and all other formal documents are, and then it is like a follow-up with an NBA. And so it takes the time to take the permission. Until then, so many of the cases, the patent examiner says that if all other requirements are satisfied, except the NBA permission, which is due from the, and the applicant has already filed their request with the NBA authority, then they take up statement that the case would be granted upon the approval received from the NBA. So automatically the case would be granted if when the NBA approval would come. Until then, from the patent office side, all the formalities, all the prosecution they have covered, they have completed that thing. So, and so it has come in, sometimes it is a trouble to the inventors, because the commonly available things, even if you are using that, you have to take the enzymes which you are using, or the microorganisms which are commonly available in some, like in the sewage wastewater treatment method, those inventions. So now there are some positive changes which have occurred in the patent office. From the last few years, we have the electronic filing. No paper filing is there, except from the original inventor, the applicant, they are able to. Otherwise, all the law firms and other companies, they have to file electronically only. Hearing, there's no need to go visit to the patent office for a hearing. Electronic video conferencing is there. And previously there was the 12 months time for responding to FER. Now there's only 6 months time, and extension can be taken for the 3 months. Even the LPD, the patent certificate, it does not come in the paper copy, in no originals. It only comes in a soft copy by the email. There was some confusions with the guidelines, with all the technical fields. So the pharmaceutical, biotechnology, PKDL, biological matters, all those related inventions, separate guidelines have been provided with the examples, specifically what is patentable and what is not patentable. Thank you. So any questions which?
Students, you can ask the questions now. In fact, you can write in chat also. Chat is open.
One student has asked.
One student has asked, ma'am, can we build a modern patent system to meet the needs of the society?
Modern patent system. What kind of changes? Because it's all it's all like everything in the real time. It is updated at the patent office site. So no electronic format, whatever is filed today on the real time basis, it would be available at the Indian Patent Office site. You are able to search if you are able to want to know whether this invention is already made or not. So all the with the keywords also, with the patent with the patent number also, it is searchable. If you want to know what is the status of another, if not your invention, some other's invention, even that, all the documents are available. What kind of reply has been filed? What is the status? Whether it's granted, not granted? What kind of invention can be patentable or not patentable? Those guidelines are also there. And you don't have to visit the patent office. Video conferencing. Although they are the formal requirements which need to be fulfilled. Those are the statutory requirements. So the formal requirements are made, or the official fee, or the documents which are required, or the deadlines. For example, if you miss the 6 months deadline and do not make a request for 3-month extension, then it would be automatically abandoned, and you cannot file an appeal for that. So those deadlines are also there. if you miss to file the fees for the examination, request for examination fees, then also the application would be abandoned. So those deadlines are there. The only one thing which happens automatically after filing is the publication. It got published automatically after 1.5 year, 18 months time period. And if you want the early publication, then there is another procedure for that.